All right, good afternoon, everyone. Someone said media arts reunion, so I drove to Oakville and I went to Monahan's. Nobody was there. And then I thought to myself, I hope nobody goes to the meat market because, like everything in Canada, they built a Tim Hortons in the meat market. So only a select few will get that joke. So good afternoon. See, there you go. Sound guy joke, right? So good afternoon and welcome back to Sheridan College. Sheridan Institute of Technology and Advanced Learning, or perhaps in a few years, Sheridan University. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, and I won't jinx that. But my name is Stephen Barden, and like many of you, I'm a graduate of media arts. I will be your host for this afternoon. So I'm not just welcoming you back to Sheridan, I'm really here to welcome you back to media arts as we find ourselves in the last few days, literally the last few days of the program after 40 years of it being one of the finest media programs in Canada. That's right. So how do we get here? Just a few days ago, media arts students and faculty were at the TIFF Bell Lightbox in Toronto for the 2016 edition of what we now call the Screen Arts Awards, which is our year-end ceremony acknowledging students' accomplishments. Some of you might remember or know that show, perhaps with a different name. You might know it as the MAs, as they were held in various venues here at the college. Sometimes in the cafeteria, sometimes in the theater, sometimes right here in the pub. This year's most recognized project was a short drama, a 10-minute drama called Misaligned, which won in 5 of the 7 categories that was nominated, including achievement in screenplay and directing for Sophia Lane, and the best drama for producer Rose Liu. In less than 2 weeks from now, Sophia and Rose and the rest of the class of 2016 will officially graduate at convocation ceremonies that we hold at the Living Arts Center in Mississauga, which is right next door to Sheridan's newest campus. For those of you that don't know, it's Sheridan's newest campus in Mississauga, the Hazel McCallion campus, or as we call it, HMC. And with those 60 or so students that will cross the stage that day and receive their 3-year advanced diploma in media arts, we will officially, sadly, let the last few frames run through the gate, and we will finally dim the lights on the program. I mentioned that I'm a graduate of media arts. I've enjoyed a fantastic career as a supervising sound editor in the film industry in Toronto since graduating. I'm also now a full-time faculty member here at the college. And a few years ago, I coordinated the launch of the new honors degree called the Bachelor of Film and Television in 2014. And even though we're here to celebrate media arts, I thought I would just say a couple of quick words about the BFTV, Bachelor of Film and Television, because it really is an evolution of what media arts started. So I was fortunate to be involved in the development of the BFTV curriculum, and I can tell you that our goal during that time was very much to keep all of the best parts of media arts and enhance that with several courses that further explored higher levels of critical thinking and analysis. And in addition to that, true to the strengths of our roots here at Sheridan, we remain committed to leading in the training and in the emerging technologies and delivery mechanisms in the areas of transmedia, second and third screen content, virtual and augmented reality, and immersive experiences. Add to that students in the senior years of the program can choose to focus on specialty craft streams in writing, directing, cinematography, editing, and sound, or they can take a more generalist approach, sampling courses across all of those disciplines during their entire stay at the college. And during that stay, all students, much like back in the media arts days, will have the opportunity to work on dozens of original productions in an enormous variety of genres, formats, and styles. So the inspiring legacy of media arts will continue for years, and I know that we will see extremely confident storytellers graduate from the Bachelor of Film and Television program in the years ahead. The Sheridan Mafia, which permeates the industry at every level today, will continue to grow, and there's a good chance that on every set, in every location, in every production office that you walk into, you will find a connection with a Sheridan Media Arts or BFTV student. But enough of what will be. Let's get started with the afternoon of something that perhaps we don't do enough of or frequently enough, and that is looking back and reflecting upon where we came from. Most importantly, we want to make sure that all of you have the opportunity to reconnect with one another, which is great to see you're already doing that, and that you get a chance to go around and tour both the old and the new facilities. So here's a bit of information to help you plan the rest of the afternoon. In the marquee, you've probably already found the cash bar. Enjoy the food that's provided for you. We've got a photo booth. The photo booth is set up over here. I hope that every one of you will get into at least one photo by the end of the afternoon. Speaking of photos, we've obviously had an historical montage that's been put together by Sheridan Production House, and so be sure to look for you and your classmates in those shots. Outside of the marquee, you will probably have already seen the Media Arts Display Museum. And in that same area, we have TV screens that are playing productions from all decades, all years of the program. As well, there's an on-demand kiosk. Seren, we do have the on-demand kiosk, thumbs up from Seren. An on-demand kiosk where you can actually search for archived projects out there and have a look at those, which is really great. In a few moments, I will introduce some good friends of Media Arts to say a few words, and after those brief hellos, probably in about 20 minutes or so, we will be screening decade-by-decade compilations here in the marquee, starting with the 1970s up on the big screen, so you can come and see stuff that's happening in here. Enjoy all of the fashion choices, enjoy all of the hairstyles, or what am I saying, enjoy the hair. Thank you. And at around that same time, we will be starting some tours just outside the marquee as well that will be led by our stars, our Sheridan admission representatives that will take you around to both new and old facilities. I'm going to get off the stage really soon, I promise, but I just want to make sure that I get a few thank yous out there because there's a lot of people that have done a lot of work in order to make today happen. So if you just bear with me for a couple more minutes. First of all, thanks to all of the current Media Arts and BFTV students that are here today. Thank you to the stars for leading our tours for us. My personal thanks to Jen Clark and Alicia Seguire and everyone else in the alumni office. I know you guys have heard from them a lot over the last couple of months. Jen and Alicia really grabbed hold of this idea when we proposed to them that today needed to happen. So thank you very much to Jen and Alicia and everyone in the alumni office. We have a reasonably new entity here at Sheridan called the Sheridan Production House, which is kind of an in-house production company that takes care of both internal and external productions. They have been key in putting together a lot of the productions that you're seeing on screens today. So a big thanks to Pranch and Ash in the Sheridan Production House for helping us out there. I'm not sure if Tommy D is here, but big thanks to Tommy D. Tommy D is an alumni, current faculty member, and also an academic advisor to the current media arts students. This day, he was one of the first faculty to come to us with this idea of doing today. So there he is over there. Hello, Tommy D. Thank you very much, Tommy. Woo! I know that this room appreciates all of the technical behind the scenes and logistical efforts that went into making this happen. So there's a couple of people that require a really very special thank you. Our lead technologist and Sheridan alumni, Media Arts alumni, Pierre Derwen. Pierre was huge in putting together for us today. Manning a camera in the very back, our television technologist, Surrender mentioned. If you're seeing something on screen, if you're seeing something in a display case, it's chances are one of those two gentlemen had to do with that. Lisa Dimension is our office manager, our Media Arts BFTV office manager, but in addition to all of her regular administrative duties over the past academic year, Lisa has been looking after a digitizing station that has been sitting beside her desk, diligently popping in 3/4-inch video cassettes, beta cassettes, VHS cassettes, high 8 cassettes, and digitizing everything into our online archive. So thank goodness for Lisa for doing that. I saw Desiree here. Where are you at, Desiree? There she is right there, Desiree Time. Desiree Time, also alumni from 19 and current Media Arts BFTV Journalism Production Coordinator. So Desiree is now full-time here at the college, although maybe I'm not supposed to tell her clients that. Not with us today is Dr. Kathleen Cummins, and I love being able to say that, Dr. Kathleen Cummins, who is the outgoing program coordinator for Media Arts. She has really been taking Media Arts out the door for us. And Kathleen is pursuing some academic pursuits. She's presenting her PhD thesis today out in Calgary. So she couldn't be here today, but literally today would not have happened if it hadn't been for her organizational capacity. Hopefully she's watching online and can hear me saying thank you to her for that. Thank you, Kathleen. And look, here's the big thing. Of everybody that we need to thank, really, all of the faculty, all of the administration here, really need to thank you, the alumni. You being here today to say farewell to this program is really important, but even more important than that is the hard work that you have been doing over the last 40 years and the reputations that you have earned. And that's not just lip service from me to you, because what happens with that hard work, what happens with that reputation, is it makes students want to keep on coming to Sheridan to study media, to study film, and to study television. Our fortunate status as an oversubscribed program, our fortunate status as a program that has multiple applicants every single year, is due to the word of mouth that's built upon your efforts. That amazing writer, director, shooter, editor, producer, mixer, designer, gaffer, grip, PA that came from Sheridan, that word of mouth keeps students coming to study media at Sheridan. And I am thrilled, personally thrilled, that your fondness for this program has kept you coming here today to say goodbye to it. So, I'm going to get off the stage. I'll be back in a second, but first of all, I'd like to bring up a few friends of the program to say a few words. First up, representing the administration of the college, the Associate Dean of Film and Television and Journalism from the Faculty of Animation Arts and Design, my boss, Maya Sari.
Hello, everybody. Wow, this is tremendous. On behalf of the administration of Sheridan College, I'm here to welcome you all as alumni, the friends, the faculty, the students that are here today for this tremendous event. You know, Sheridan's really proud of the fact that it holds one of the longest running film and television programs in the country. And what a caliber it has developed for itself. It was launched in the 1970s as Sheridan Media Arts, and it was originally a 2-year diploma. Some of you may remember that. It was more embedded in the liberal arts philosophy at the time. During the 70s and 80s, it was an incubator for the Escarpment School, led by Professors Jeffrey Paul and Rick Hancox. And what's really amazing is in that history, in that legacy, that this was considered to be one of the most important experimental film schools in the country. That's tremendous. And here we are today, by the mid-1990s, Media Arts transformed into what they call a 3-year advanced diploma, took on a little bit more of an industry focus. And with the new millennium, it was also time to change our entire system of higher education in Canada. There was more of a global focus to what everyone was doing. And it was found that Canada ranked a little lower globally on our level of baccalaureate attainment compared to our partners in the world. And it wasn't where we wanted to be as a nation. And we also had this really great 3-year advanced diploma credential that nobody else understood because they didn't have one. And that creates limits for students, and it creates limits in terms of going on to further education. It creates limits for if they want to transfer or have a global experience, exchanges, and so on. So there's been a real push nationally for us to kind of create some consolidations and revisit some of these credentials. And that's the key story behind the evolution into the baccalaureate. Now, baccalaureates used to be the territory of universities only, but as part of this momentum, the Ontario colleges got into the game. And Sheridan, of course, was right there as one of the leaders. It was not a great leap of creativity then, or imagination, to extend these amazing experimental routes, this innovation culture, plus our strengths in industry, to say, yes, of course, we deliver education at the level of a baccalaureate, if not better. And that actually is the case. One of the leading figures in Ontario education that was part of the formation of the college system had done a global study and said nothing matched the level of the 3-year advanced diplomas globally. It's equivalent or better than the 3-year degrees around the world. So you already have been in that level of education and that caliber or standard of creative activity and thought. So we know that it's not really a great leap, so we're already halfway there. People like Barden and the rest of the faculty have done a great charge to kind of get the bones together, and they're starting to roll it out. But with these times of change, there's a new label, a new credential, a new title. So that's what we're marking here today. So 2016 does mark the final graduating class, but only in the spirit of the 3-year diploma. Sheridan's film and television specialists will now leave this institution with 4 years behind them and take with them a globally recognized honors degree in Bachelor in Television. And that's also a brand new provision given to us by the province. It's an honors degree equivalent to any university. So over the past 4 decades, the Media Arts program has seen many changes in the industry and in post-secondary education, and we are proud that Sheridan's always kept up with those developments. Through this hard work of our dedicated faculty, the technologists, administrators, staff, Media Arts has remained not only relevant but groundbreaking on so many levels. And the students have always been able to leave here with the skills that they need to be successful in whichever craft or field they pursue. And just when you thought we couldn't get any more creative or future forward, I'm happy to share with you that we've expanded this thought further, and you'd be too humble to say, but Barden is a key driver in a lot of these things. Not only do we have the 4-year honors degree, we've just recently launched, and we'll be running next year, a 1-year postgraduate credential that's so interesting that it has an acronym for a name, MASSIVE, which really stands for Music Applied to Stage, Screen, and Interactive Visual Environments. So it's basically the opportunity for students to master the art of composing for stage, screen, games, and other visual media, which is a tremendous accomplishment. We thank Barden particularly for taking leadership on that one. So that's the caliber that you guys have driven, and being the alumni of this program, it's kept Sheridan going forward, and we are so proud to have all of you here as we celebrate the success of the Media Arts program. You've helped us earn the reputation as international filmmakers and delivering this renowned film program, and you produced this program that has produced such amazing filmmakers that and people in the media industry that we just continue to be impressed and excited by what you've accomplished. Just to give you a little bit of a flavor of what this last year has been like, it's only my 2nd year as Associate Dean here. And whenever you first hear about awards, you're kind of like, wow, that's amazing. Well, wow, that's amazing doesn't capture the many times I have to say, wow, that's amazing, based on the work of alumni and students out of this program. So here's just a taste of 2016 alone. We had 9 Canadian Screen Awards and additional 10 nominations. Governor's General Award in Visual and Media Arts for alumnus and former media arts professor Philip Hoffman. The Canadian Society of Cinematographers Award for Student Cinematography went to a 2015 grad, Diego Guerrero Alvarez, and it was really worth noting that that nomination of that category, we swept all 3 entrants, the only film school in Canada to ever do so in its 59-year history of that award. We had 2 additional alumni, not to be forgotten, who also had nominations at the CSC. We had 4 graduates screen their work at the Cannes Film Festival this year. 12 grads, including 9 from Media Arts, have been nominated for the 2016 Canadian Cinema Editors Awards, and our best wishes go out to them. We'll find out who won on June 2nd. So that's just a taste of the kind of consistent notifications we all get in our mailbox. The stories from Sheridan continue, and it's a story of celebration and a story of success. We continue to be captivated by your work, and it's on our screens, both large and small, and we're so very proud of all of your accomplishments and what you do for us every day and continuing to drive us forward. Your achievements are the foundation of where we get to go. We're so excited about the future of our film and television programs here at Sheridan, and we are definitely honored to have you here to join us to mark the end of this one today. Thanks so much.
Okay. Quiet, please. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to Maya. Sorry, boss. But you do have to listen to this next person. Because if you don't, you should be very afraid. I was terrified of him as a student, but I grew to admire every single moment that I got to spend with him and cherish every one of those moments. And I'm very pleased to be able to introduce him now as my friend, media arts retiree, Vlad Kabalek.
Darlings, thank you. Speaking after the program coordinator and speaking after Associate Dean, it's a raw deal. I have not much more to say. So I will treat you like my documentary class. Glenn Fricker, stop yapping. Dave Moffat, I saw you here. How do you line up 24 slide projectors in B122? Slowly. You still remember how to do it? You see, education is what we still remember when we forget what we have been taught. Tim Dashwood, I saw him here. Would you pass my editing assignment on 3/4 inch and B-roll with video toaster in between? Okay. Mike Darby, a film guy. If you are in pitch, or Michael Cherrington, yes, too. You are in pitch black dark room. You loading your film magazines. How do you know there is an emulsion and there is a film base? You grab the piece of film, put it in your mouth. What sticks is the emulsion. All right? Anyway, I had my own tribulations. I was hired in 1984, so I'm the second generation. I don't remember World War II at Sheridan College, but I do remember 80s, 90s, and so forth. My first 2 weeks were spent on picket line, so I was able to prepare for my classes. Shortly after that, I shot my first film on Betacam, and I was called The Traitor, because I was leaving the film and starting with the video program, or video format. A few years after that, students were saying, why there is so much rain in the film? And we were saying, guys, it's the film look. It's not rain, it's a film gray. And they forgot and they don't need it. Shortly after that, one day, I'm heading for the washroom, and there is a guy, I think from your class, Jerry, who followed me to the washroom. And I locked myself in, and he was standing outside yelling, what is time code? And finally, we had our online suite just beside the faculty room, and there was one guy, I will not name the names, but suddenly it felt like church. There was sand in the air. And the guy truly brought in a priest to bless his project on the 3/4-inch A&B roll. The priest blessed the project, and a week later, the guy won CBC Telefest. So, and we have the person in this room, by the way, I saw him. Anyway, just to cut it short, all the little things, all the little questions, all the little meetings, all the little discussions make so much sense when you put them all together. This is how evolution works. Those are small drops, small droplets. And from that angle, and especially when I see you in front of me, life makes sense. And I'm asking that sometimes, does it make any sense? No, it does. But you need some moments like this one. I will always cherish my moment at Sheridan. I'm happily retired, but I spent some fabulous years here. But I will always remember the people who left us too early. Some administrators, faculty, technologists, and students too. And those were very tough moments. So I would like you all to remember the friends who cannot be here today with us. But now it's time to celebrate, and it's time to invite the next speaker. It's time to introduce Her Majesty, the Queen. The Queen Frances.
Okay. I did say to a few of you, can you hear me? Okay. I really feel as if I'm at my own wake. It's so fabulous. Nobody gets a gift like this. Nobody. Now, the first time I met Vlad, and he was teaching a class, all I heard was, "Focus, focus!" And I thought, oh my gosh, what's happened? Well, he, like me, has an accent. He was saying, focus. I'm glad to say that I have remembered most of you. We've all changed a little bit. But I want to just tell you a few things that I remember. I retired quite a long time ago, so it's hard for me to remember some things. To think of me as a teacher was a joke, because I was never a teacher. I was the SOB that tried to get you a job and made sure you got it. I pretended to be hard, but I was such a milquetoast, it was ridiculous. But like Vlad, I loved every single time I went into the studio, into the classroom. I can remember one particular class. Shay, are you paying attention? I used to carry a water bottle around with Gatorade written on it. At the end of their 3 years, this is what I got. From somebody who never touches a drop. I quickly realized that the TV studio was kind of considered as the bastard child of all the disciplines. But what I tried to do was always let every single one of you experiment in that TV studio. Have a good time, and it was not unusual for me to come in on a Sunday and smell pancakes. Nobody knew I was there, but I did get some. I remember one day there was a motorcycle in the studio. Nobody told me about it. They hadn't told me that they had drained it before it came in. But I think one of the funniest things for all the students, not for me, was when we had the Star Trek set. And I think I was saying 10, 9, 8, 7, and down on a rope came Phil Jones. Everybody in the studio, all the other teachers knew, but not Dummy. No, I didn't know. These were the good old times. I don't know, I thought you were going to show up. I don't know how CTV and all the other TV stations can manage today because everybody's here. When I retired, Sherry Lore, my colleague and friend, and a few of others got together and had a roast for me. I'm not speaking about the roast. It was a fabulous night, and one of our best and dearest friends, Gary, is no longer with us. It was a wonderful time. I can still smell the vodka. Anyway, from that came an award in my name, and I just want to end with saying, now that you guys have made it, pay forward. Thank you.
Francis, you're lucky that Vladimir introduced you. I had some words to say. I will keep them to myself. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Vlad. Thank you, Francis. We're just about done for this part. We have joked, yeah, that's good. You can clap for that. We have joked that this is a funeral of sorts for media arts. If it is, let's do the right thing and let's not mourn the passing of media arts, but rather be thankful that it's shaped and influenced us when it was still here, and we can be confident that its legacy will continue on. So that's it for me. The writers are going to write the end. The directors will say cut. The DPs will switch off the lights. The editors will fade to black. The sound mixers will fade out the music. But don't worry, because there will be network notes. The ADs will actually do that. But don't worry, there's going to be network notes, so we'll be back for a couple of days of pickups, recuts, and remixes, and hopefully a lot of OT on each one of the timesheets. And you know that in 20 or 30 years, they will reboot the franchise, and hopefully we will be back as consultants. So that's it. Last one out, please close the door, and make sure that you wake Frances up on the way home and make sure she has a ride. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful afternoon.